So be sure and note on page, what was that page? Page 322. The 3 cases, right? 4 cases. In the third case, step 2. And case 4, step 1. So you want to be sure and
What case step 2? Case 1, step 2?
case 3, step 2, because that's telling you to do the smallest angle after you've calculated the last side. And that smallest angle is going to be opposite the smallest side.
Right.
And then when you have 3 sides, calculate the largest angle, so that's going to be the angle opposite the longest side. All right, now we'll look at on page 326. All right, so we'll look at number 10. And what I'm going to do is there's no, I'm going to lay this thing out and get some letters associated with it so that we actually.
No.
What?
We actually know.
Oh, I thought you said no. Yeah.
So this is 3, and this is 60, and this is 8. So this is going to be, if I just go A, B, C, then this side is B, right? This is A, and that is C. So if I lay, this is the way you will see them on the test. I won't draw them out like that. So the way I've done it here is 3 is given to us, this one's given to us, and then this one is 60. Now notice that it's side, angle, side, so it's an included angle. And so what we want to do is we want to calculate, it's case 3, so we want to calculate this. And so we're going to use this formula. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine of A.
Yeah.
And then A is actually going to get the square root of that, right?
Right.
And now we insert the B is going to be 8 plus 3 squared minus 2 times 8 times 3 cosine of 60. Now, I noticed in this calculator, I can't do that all at once, but I'm able to. I'll have to calculate what's inside because that square root don't stay over the top for me.
It only stays over the first number.
Yeah, first numbers, that's what it does. Because when you do that square, the square root goes away.
Yeah.
So, but this calculator being you can go up and highlight it, it's not a big problem because you can just do square root. If yours has a bracket, then you can do the square root, put the bracket, and then put all this stuff inside it. That's the way to do it. Then it just does it all at once.
How come on the instructions it says do not use a calculator?
Oh.
Yeah, but like.
Well, this one I guess it's doable without. That's why. Because it's cosine of 60, you know.
Right.
So So we'll go ahead and we'll do it without a calculator.
I got the answer.
Do you have it already?
Yeah.
Oh, you put it in your calculator.
Yeah.
So this is 64 plus 9 minus, see, this is 24 times 2, 48. Is that, and then cosine of 60 is what? 1/2?
Mhm.
And that 48 is 4. 4 plus 9.
Let's see, that's
4. 75 and 24.
73.
73.
24. 49. Oh,
So
7.
7.
Okay, so A is 7. We'll do it in red. Now then, what's the next thing we have to do?
You saw signs, right?
But which one do we find? B or C? C, because it's going to be the smaller angle, remember?
Okay.
Right? It's opposite the smaller side. Yeah. So what you'll do is, you'll do sine of C, well, it's sine of C over C equals, and then it's going to be sine of A over A. See, and we couldn't do this ratio until we calculated that over A. I better do A like this. So sine of C equals sine of 60, and then C is 3. So the C is going to be sine inverse of 60, you said was 1/2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we got it all over 7 times 3. So this stays in the denominator, so it's 3 over 14, isn't it? I don't know how we can do sine inverse of that. No, sine of 60 is the square root of 3 over 2. Correct?
Yeah, I was wondering.
Cosine was half. Yeah. Shoot, man. Shoot, bro. You notice that?
So it's times the square root of 3, right? Does that reduce to anything that
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to do? I don't know that we can do that without a calculator. I think they just say find the length of the remaining side.
Yeah, they don't want
They,
everything.
but the only thing is, I'm going to do that, like you said. Yeah, I'm going to go second sine inverse, and it'll be 3. I can do this with square root of 3, second
You
square root
get into laser
3.
8 squared, 3 squared.
Yeah. Clear that out. Okay, so it's second sine inverse. Then I'm going to do 3 times second square root 3 divided by 14. And I don't.
Above that. 21.
Oh, do you see what this thing did? I hate this thing because that square root. It don't take that square root out. And oh,
Where's the whatever button?
what's that?
What is the whatever, but
I always forget to do this. Divided by 14.
Yeah. That's what I did.
That's Brody did.
Enter.
Uh-oh. Do you see what I did? Mode.
21.8.
Wrong mode.
Yeah, you're in rating.
Why does it always switch back to radio?
That's what mine. It always does when it shuts
Every
it
time
off.
you log it up or load it
Yeah.
up?
Yeah. But the nice thing about this is you can go up here,
Yeah.
enter on that, and then enter again, and then it'll do it.
There you go. That's what I got.
Okay, so this is
21.8.
21.8, and then we can find B by doing what? Adding these two together and subtracting from 180. So it's 180
No.
minus the sum of 60 plus 21.8. So what did that get us? 98.2?
Oh, do it.
Is that what it is?
Dude, yep.
Okay. That's pretty good.
All right. So we'll do 16.
216.
Dude, no enter.
SSA.
So
Yeah.
I guess this is lettered it off, so we can do that.
Oh,
Side,
no.
side, side.
16's a
SSS.
triple S. Holy cow. Oh,
And we're going to calculate all of these things.
Case 2 should be SSS.
So it's side A is 4, right?
Yeah.
B is 10, and C is 8. Now, remember case 4, step 1 says, what do we have to do?
Find the
Largest
angle.
angle using
Largest
law of
angle.
cosine.
So what,
B.
you see if we lose the law of cosines, that B, then angle B will appear, right?
Right.
Yeah.
See, it's B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cosine of B. See, and then we can get that B, right?
Mhm.
These values A, B, C are given to us.
Gotta put them over on the
Yeah.
other side.
Yeah. So technically, if we do this without putting numbers in, this is going to be 2AC if I move this over here, and then the A squared and B squared, or C squared over here, and then I have to move that B squared over. So that the cosine B equals A squared plus C squared minus B squared all over 2AC. And then B is going to be cosine inverse of that, right?
Right.
A squared plus C squared minus B squared 2AC. Now if we do it this way, so we calculate it all at once, we have, or at least calculate this and then do the cosine inverse of that answer. So it's going to be 4 squared plus 8 squared minus 10 squared over 2 times 4 times 8. And that'll, if we do it that way, then it'll be the most accurate we can get it, right? 2 times 4 times 8. Okay, so second. Now we're going to have to put a bracket around that thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do that. So we've got to bracket it. Then we got to go 4 squared plus 8 squared minus 10 squared close that bracket, right?
Mhm.
Divided by, then now we're gonna have to bracket that bottom too.
Yeah.
So that the whole thing stays in the bottom. Otherwise, it'll divide by 2 and then multiply the result by 4 times 8, right? So we better put a bracket. 2 times 4 times 8. We close that bracket, and then we got a bracket again, right?
Mhm.
516, negative 516.
I got 108.
Cosine alpha. Try it.
Is that what you got?
What's happening?
Is that what you got, 108 something? 108.2, and that was B, right?
I've written this 4 or 5 times. I keep missing like a bracket or somewhere.
Oh.
108.2 on an
Oh, okay.
Now-
Yeah, that's what I got.
Now it says calculate, right? Step 2 says calculate either of the other angles using the law of sines.
Right.
So it don't make any difference.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Remember that in the third case, the second step was you have to do the smaller angle with the law of sines.
Mhm.
This one is step 1, you got to do the larger angle. So, and we're going to have to use the ratio B over B, right?
Right.
A or C.
So I'm just going to do the angle A. So it's going to be sine of A, and I'm going to do it this way, is going to be sine of B over B times little a. So I'm going to do A is going to be the sine inverse of that thing right there. So that's sine of 108.2 over B is 10, and then times, and that has to be 4, right? This is supposed to be inverse.
Yeah.
Okay.
22 point.
Figured.
Are you having trouble containing yourself?
Yeah. I'm excited. What you guys put? 22.3?
Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
On the leftover.
See, in here, if I just put divided by 10 and then times 4, it'll do just exactly the right thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's going to divide by 10, and then the result of that's going to multiply by 4.
You can.
Then I got to put a bracket.
I can't do that.
Why, bro?
What's that?
You do alpha y equals, you can get like a fraction and write it off. How it separates into a fraction place? Yeah. Just go alpha y equals and then make an n over d or whatever.
I don't know.
It writes it into a fraction instead of.
And then you don't have to do all the brackets.
No.
Don't confuse us, Tracy.
Yeah, I know it. I know it.
Ours don't do
Your
fractions.
help is confusing.
Ours don't do fractions on one line. Mine does. I got it.
Mine don't.
84 plus 54.
He has the same one.
22.3, right?
Yeah.
And that was A, 22.
22 degrees and 19 minutes.
But the only thing is now what are you going to have to do?
Now you gotta get see it. I mean, you just like.
180 minus the sum of those two.
130.5, 180 minus 130.5 is 49.5.
Is that what everyone got?
Is that what everybody got?
Mhm.
Come on, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, that looks. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, so the point that we've learned is what? When you have side angle side, you have to calculate what first of all? The third side, right?
Mhm.
Then you have to do the smaller angle by law of sines. When you have side, 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 you got to calculate the larger angle using the law of cosines. Just remember that.
write it down something.
Yeah, that's why you should, I think you should, those cases, 1, 2, 3, 4, that little thing there, then just look, just when you do these kinds of problems, just look at which case you got and look at the steps, and it'll tell you exactly what to do. Cookbook, isn't it, Lily?
Yeah.
Algorithm is like a cookbook.
Indeed. How did you back him up?
I shouldn't make assumption that women are the only ones that cook, right? You don't cook? Not at all. You never cook using a cookbook?
I haven't had to like cook.
Oh.
I had to learn, I guess.
I can cook as long as they have directions.
Yeah, I can follow directions.
Well, that's a cookbook. That's
Get in the kitchen and cook.
And my wife would
That's what I think.
jumble stuff together at the, like, just look at the book first, then figure out what you want to have.
Don't eat my pages.
I know it, and it'll taste good. If I do that, it just is it's a mess.
At least the amounts of, if you're adding different spices and
I would add way too much.
yeah, you gotta have the right ingredients and the flavor that looks right. The Chinese restaurant, when they do the wok, everything's by, they know they've done it a million times.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Okay, so this one is what?
You got
It's two sides.
and eagle, so
It's a two sides
sass.
and an included, right?
Yeah, so it's sass.
See,
sass, S-A-S.
see, whenever you get an ABC, then it's a two sides included angle. But if you get a BBC or a CBC, then you got two sides and a not included angle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
BBC
Yeah.
is that.
Yeah. See, what I'm trying to show you that you can recognize it real easy, right?
Sass, included angle.
Yeah. See, if you had B, then a side angle side would have to be what? B, CA, right?
Yeah, or AC.
If you had C, then you'd have to have AB.
Yeah.
That would be side angle side.
Yeah, included.
These 3 and 4 are the ones that fall flat.
Yeah. And what I'm saying, in case three is always one angle, and then you have an ABC.
Right.
Or a CBA, or be that way. But when you're on step 2, you'll have two sides, and then you'll have an angle that's going to be one of the two sides,
Okay.
right? If you have two sides BC, then you'll either have a C or a B.
Right.
If you have AC, it'll either be an A or a C will be the angle. You understand what I'm saying, Lloyd? Yeah. And then the two angles on the side, that's pretty easy, right?
Right. Really easy.
But the differentiation between two sides and a not included angle and two sides and an included angle. The included angle is always ABC.
Mm-hmm.
The not included angle is two sides, but then one of the angles will be the same as letters one of the sides.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
It's awesome. And
And when you have that, when you have the ABC or ACA or so whatever it is, then you got the side angle side, and that means you got to use this thing. So anyway, now when you have this, what is the first step you do?
You gotta find an angle using the law of sine.
No, you find the third. You find the third side. Look at your little rule.
Find the third side. S-A-S.
So it's going to be a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of a. See, this is going to be the same as that thing. So just inserting, it's going to be that square root. Then this is going to be 30, 22.
It is.
Isn't it 22?
Yeah.
No, I meant letter C.
The
Yeah.
letter C is 40, value is 40.8.
Oh,
Okay, value.
plus 40.8 squared minus 2.
We're definitely gonna have to count for that.
Yeah. Times the cosine of you guys can all do this thing here faster than I
You
can.
guys can all do this right here. Christian's got that high tech one. It's like Roger's gonna copy that. No, that's the same one. And then it's after. Yeah. It's 30.
No, that's 37.9.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Let's see what I can.
What did you get? What did you get?
My calculator won't handle
Literally,
it.
your last decimal was off by 1.
67.
I'm serious.
The 5.
No. Mine doesn't have a square root.
It's like, so it doesn't show up more than.
Stop.
I know. I'm rounding out 5 times.
Is that what you got?
Yep.
So 43, we'll put 43.7 and that's A, right? Now what do we got to do?
Law sign.
So the smaller the two angles using the law sign. So,
What did you
okay.
guys get? 41 point. Oh, I guess.
So it's going to be B. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to write it as the sine of B equals, and it's the sine of A over A B.
So you guys got 43.7. Yeah. Smaller. Smaller.
That's 37.9.
Ooh. What did we get? 0.13. 52.1.
53.13.
Yeah, that's what mine does. I'm not sure why it doesn't do that. It's weird. I don't think the Apple works. I've had this calculator for like 5 years. Like, you know, like this up down thing? Second.
So that's what you
It
got.
doesn't work for any of these ones.
Yeah.
53.1.
Yeah. Oh, right, it goes together.
So now then the C is going to be 180 minus the sum of those.
Oh, error.
59.6. I always do it right.
What? Mine, I can't do that. So, you got those parentheses, sine versus cosine by the
I
sine.
do it right.
So what'd you say it was?
59.6. Degrees, wow. These aren't too bad either.
No, it's supposed to be kilometers.
Whoa. Whoa. Hang
All
on.
right. this was a 53.1. I put a side down there.
I got 52.9.
What did you get?
Oh, yeah, they're on.
What?
Okay. So everyone good with that?
Yeah.
All right, 34.
Well, you gotta go way too fast.
So this is A.
All 34. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
When you're on the KISS, that's what you're going to have to do, is you're going to have to decide which case it is, right?
I'll just identify it and don't
Yeah.
solve it.
No, you're going to have to identify it to solve it.
Yeah. That's SAS.
So what are we going to do here? What's the first thing?
Oh, hang on.
We have to find the third side, right? Which is going to be the square root of, and then it's A squared plus C squared minus 2 cosine of B.
Alright. Let me calculate this guy.
I think that's a 15.1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
15?
21, 19,
Whoa. What's that noise? This is an earthquake, guys.
We're going to be covered with snow. What was that earthquake in
Oh,
Mount
that's
Everest?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be?
That's crazy.
That one guy said he was going to go home because he wasn't going to die on Mount Everest.
They rescue him.
Yeah. But how many died? 17 up there?
It's up to like 5,200.
But on Mount Everest, there was 17 died, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
there was
It's too many. It's too many if you're one of the ones that died, huh?
Yeah. It's your wife or husband.
compared to the Nepal.
Yeah.
Mount Everest, part of it was in the fall. They didn't even care about when they had those earthquakes in Chile.
Yeah.
And Nepalese, they're so kind and awesome that they care about them. You know, they're sending all kinds of stuff on the internet trying to get them to send them $1 a day to save one person.
You just got scammed. Credit card number. Oh, Bill Gates got rich. Yeah.
How do you do it?
I don't know.
160.
I'm just saying stuff. Yeah, Brazil. What'd you get for this answer? Yeah, 34. I used the wrong number. I think that might have been wrong. The 168 point. What do you use for your number, Christian? How do you go over?
Yeah,
Did you get 34.1?
No, I got like 20. Oh, I went wrong somewhere.
How many got 34.1? We'll go with that. 30.
I got 34.1, 2, 0, 9, 0, 9, 5, 5, 2.
We're not going with yours.
Oh, that's squared.
Now then, what are we going to do?
Work it.
Which angle are we going to calculate?
Smallest, so is that 15?
A or C?
One of the two remaining angles.
So
One
it's
of the two
so it's A.
remaining angles.
So we're going to do the sine of A equals, and it's gonna have to be the sine of B, right?
Right.
Over B, and then we're gonna have B, and then we have to multiply it by A. So what we're gonna do is A is gonna be sine inverse of the sine 168.2 over B is 34.1 times the 15.1, right?
Yeah. I got 5.1. I might be wrong. You are wrong. I might have typed it. I would guarantee it.
5.195477382.
Good done, sir.
You're wrong at the fourth decimal place.
Ah, shoot. Oh, I read it wrong. One of
That's what?
What's your last name?
Last angle?
My last
I'm gonna
name.
have to calculate it. Can you please just like give me like 3 seconds?
So is that what you got?
Oh, I used 18.1.
The 5 point.
Yeah, 17.
So this is A. So we just, as long as we're rounding off 5.2.
5.2.
I know it. So what's the last angle?
6.6.
What is it?
6.6.
All right, so we got that. Just pay attention to which angle you're calculating on that second step.
Right. Really careful.
Yeah. So now we're going to do 36.
6. Yeah, it's that's largest angle.
4, 5, and 8. So what are we going to do here?
Triple F, find the largest angle.
The largest angle. So what formula are we going to use?
Log cosine, so
Cosine, what is the largest angle?
Largest angle is going to be C. So that means that this first letter has got to be C.
C squared. Right.
Cosine C
A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine of C, right?
Yeah, we got those. We do? We sure do. Oh, yeah, we do.
So 2AB
Cosine C equals
cosine C
A squared plus B squared minus C squared over 2AC.
Cosine.
So C is going to be the cosine inverse, right? So I'll put the numbers in. 4 squared plus 5.
Keep missing off the crack. Doesn't even have my mind.
It's a 4 by 6 triangle. 4 by 8.
I got to remember to put that second bracket in there, right?
Yeah, right here. You gotta be right here.
Shit. Okay, what'd you get? What'd you get? 135. Yeah. No, I got 1.632. What'd wrong.
Is that what you got?
Yeah.
125, 1 probably. So that's going to be C. Is that what everyone got?
Yep. Yeah. Sure did.
125, 1. Now,
Now.
what do we do? Does it make any difference? On side. We in case 4 it says you calculate with the cosine the largest angle.
Right.
Now it makes no difference.
Fine,
On case 3, you calculate the third side and then you do the smaller angle with the law of sines. This one does not make any difference.
Right.
So I can do sine A, right? Equals, but we're going to have to use sine C, right? Over C, and then do this. So it's going to be sine inverse of sine of 125, 1 over C is 8 times 4.
You would not do that. You would not do that in brain juice. Maybe. The evening gift is not around that number. They would not around it. Have you not seen Despicable Me? No.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
So, okay. Is that what you got?
Yep.
So what's the last one? Is that what the last one is? 8. It's got to be 0.8. No, it can't.
149.
What did you say, Lily? 30.8?
30.8, yep.
Okay. So that's
Crazy time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Crazy Steve.
That's right.
now the area when you're given 3 sides, and that formula is that Huron's formula on page 323. Notice you have to get S, which is 1/2 of the sum of the sides.
Right.
Then you're going to have to use that in that formula.
Yep. It's no problem. That's not our favorite.
So if we look at 70, this is just long and tedious is about all there is to this. So this is 15.89.
I can't believe Montreal's closer to LA than New York is.
And 10.92. So that small s is 1/2 of the sum of a plus b. So it's 1/2. You guys put this in your calculator and tell me what it is. You have to add this.
24.275.
Is that what you got? 24? Okay. Now then, for that area, you have to do, what is that formula? S?
S. S minus A times S minus B times S minus C. S minus is the guy who's there. Minus first.
It's the square root of it.
Yeah, square root all
Right.
24.225. 24.225. Was that 225?
275.
275. Okay.
275, not 75. 275?
27. Okay. Minus the A.
Yeah. There. 83.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez, kebab.
What'd you get?
I got 89. 83.
83, yeah. Rounds off to about 83. So it's not, that's just, make sure you got the, when you take the test, make sure you got those formulas down
Right.
and have all that stuff so that you know what to do in what order. Because to try to remember all of those, it's going to be hard enough. A lot of this stuff you're going to have to be able to you can see that remembering the unit circle and how that is laid out. Remember how I said you better memorize this? That better be second nature to you. But then when you get to the last half of the book, you're going to have to use formulas. I mean, I think by this time we've used that unit circle and we know kind of how that thing lays out, so you can kind of do those kinds of things in your head.
So we're not going on to like 7.4 then?
Well,
No.
I'm inclined to say we're not going to, because